Hey guys, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how I take this fairly simple lesson plan about financial literacy for grade 3 in a Canadian British Columbia curriculum, and I'm going to turn it into this. I'm going to start with the I can statement, have our vocabulary, add a video, and expectations and slides that kind of guide us through the entire lesson. So you can see here that there are quite a few slides, so it's kind of a long lesson. It ends with an exit ticket, and I'm going to show you how I add the pictures, how I add the different types of media, and kind of my thinking behind why I have different things there for differentiation in the classroom. So if you are interested in a tutorial on how to make Google Slides, plus how I use them in an example for differentiating in my classroom, then please follow along. I know it's a little bit of a long video, but I hope you enjoy it. I am in my drive here. I'm going to go into my file, and I'm going to do a lesson for financial literacy. So I'll open that one up for you. And it's a grade 3, and it's about financial literacy. These are taken right from the BC curriculum, and my I can statement is right here. So I'm going to go back over here and open up a new Google slide, so that'll make it directly in the folder there. I like to go and change my layout right away because I don't use those title presentations. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my I can statement. I find that this is the most important thing if you're differentiating a lesson, is to look at the standard and what you want students to do. And I said in this one that I can use different combinations of coins and bills to make the same amount. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, pop it into here. And you can see that it's really small, so I'm going to clear the formatting to make it the right size. Now you can see over on the side here the themes. You can go ahead and make your own theme, do whatever you want. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. For some reason I really like Beach Day, and I use that a lot. I think it's cute. So I can use different combinations of coins and bills to make the same amount. What I want to do here is make a visual representation of what I mean. So I'm going to go and look for some money. So let's say $5 bill Canadian. I like to look in here first before I look outwards for pictures, but I don't see anything I like right away. So I'm going to go into Google search, $5 bill Canadian, and go over to images, find one I like. I don't want the old one, I want the newer one. We'll go with this guy. It says specimen, but aha, there we go, perfect. Copy image, don't have to save it, we can just copy it and paste it right in here. Whoa, it's big. So we're gonna go to the corner and drag it down, and then copy it again and paste it twice. And you'll see why in just a second. And you can see here the lines kind of will guide you. So you're right in the middle, which is really nice. I'm going to add some text on the bottom to show that I am showing 2 ways to show $10. And center align that. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to highlight it in yellow and move everything up. And there you go. So I have my I can statement and I have an example. So right away, I'm going to show the students the I can statement. We're going to talk about what we already know, and I'm going to have an example of what I'm going to want them to be able to do on their own right before we even get started. So the students kind of have it in their mind what they're learning. A lot of them will be able to do this and some of them will not yet, which is totally fine. That's why they're learning it. So this lesson, I'm going to be kind of keeping an eye on who already knows how to do this and who is going to need extra help and who is just going to need practice, so that when I do my centers and my small group instruction, I can differentiate for the different levels. So I have my I can statement, and before I get into my hook and even what I'm going to do for my lesson, I want to make a vocabulary slide. So what I'll do is I'll right click here and I'll hit new slide and type in vocabulary. Oh my gosh, I can't type it. And I'm going to do very similar to what I did on this slide, putting the money in. So I can copy from here. I'm going to actually take the text out, paste in my toonie. I'm going to put underneath it Toonie. I was actually today years old when I found out that Toonie does not have a W right here. It's T-O-N-I-E, but I've survived this far. So also what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to hit the Control, or I guess Command if you're using a Mac, and see how they're both selected here. Now I'm going to group them together so I can move them together if I want to rearrange everything rather than clicking on one and then clicking on the other. I can do it as a group now. I'm going to speed this up and I'm going to put the rest of the coins in. Cash, which is something that the students should know. And currency is another one. There we go. Get an example of another type of currency. So we can open up a bit of discussion there. We can talk about the different amounts of money. Some students might not understand the vocabulary, but they might understand the concept of it. But if I have a picture here, we can kind of talk about it. But without the picture, some students might just miss what we're talking about. I'm going to put a slide in with a video. I'm not really sure if I would actually use this video. It would really depend on the group, but I want to show you putting a video in anyway because I think it's easy to do. Oh yes, I want to change the layout. So I'm going to go into Insert, Video, and I already searched it here, the Coins of Canada, and this is the video I have already watched. It's really important, obviously, that you watch a video in its entirety before you add it onto anything, and this is one that I have. You can search kind of through YouTube like this, or by URL or Google Drive, but it is really important that you watch it before you show it to the kids. And Google Drive is nice because it's a video that you would upload to Google Drive and it doesn't have to be uploaded to another platform like YouTube. So it's, it's not made public. It can be completely private. You can put private videos on YouTube as well, but it could be just another platform that you'd have to deal with, and you probably don't want to do that. So it's really nice that you can just put them directly from your Google Drive. But in this case, we want a video from YouTube, and we are going to use this one, which we have already watched. This is super easy. You put the video in, and then when you actually do the presentation, you can click from here and you can go full screen and it will play. And that's all it is to putting a video in, which is nice. For my hook, I just said that I want to give students manipulatives to explore money sense and vocabulary. Students are given a bag of money to take to their desks. During this time, the teacher explores the room and makes note of understanding and asks questions. So I'm not obviously going to put all of that on there. I just want to have a slide to show the students what they're doing and give them a bit of a visual. Let's say Canadian money. So this is where I'll already have manipulatives in a box that I will give to students. They will look very much like this as we are in Canada, and then I want them to be sitting at their desks. So I'm going to put student in desk and see what I find. I don't want pictures, I want clip art. So I can just write clip art in the end here. And this guy looks very cute. We'll take him over. We don't want to spend too much time, just a quick visual of what they should be doing. And I'm going to write down kind of the tasks of what they're doing. So they're going to have free exploration. I'll explain to them what it means, and then we can have some suggestions on what they can be doing. So they have a bag of money on their desk and they have free range to do what they like with it, which students, I found when I gave them money, they were very happy to be playing with it and counting it and pretending they were millionaires and all of that. So you could draw each bill or coin. Some students might like to do that to get a feel of what they actually look like and see what's on there. Canadian money has a lot of security features, so there's lots of things to look at. And then I'm going to put down a 4 and a 5, and I'll leave them open because I can take some student suggestions and type them in there, and then I'll have them later, and also it's really good to have suggestions from the students. This might be different for you because maybe you won't have a way to actually type onto the screen, but it just depends on your setup. There's so many different ways you can set up, just so we're very clear what your job is. And then I left a space over here for expectations because some of our friends might want to be running around and seeing what their friends have, and they might want to be pooling all of their money, and that can get really distracting for some of the friends in the classroom. So I've written down my expectations, and I can add some more when I actually am with the students. If they have their own expectations that they would like everyone to follow, we can add them here, which gives them ownership, so that's really great. So you can see here that I have got a picture of what we're doing. I have a picture of what the students are doing. I have the task written down. I've left space for students to give suggestions, and I have the expectations of what the room, the environment should be like, and I've left space for student suggestions here. So I find that it's kind of, because I've set it up for the students to be involved, they can tell that I'm already ready for them to be involved, and I've also got all of the rules, and this can just be up on the board projected while they're doing their exploration of the money, which is really nice. All right, so let's add another slide. As you can see, I can add a slide here I can hit Control M or Command M, or I can right click and then hit new slide, or I can go to slide and hit new slide, and I think you can go to insert. Yeah, new slide. So there's a few ways that you can hit a new slide. We just did our hook, we gave them the money, we collected it. You might do this over a few lessons too, depending on how much time you spend. And my next is a whole group, so they will all come to the carpet and they will share what they know about money, what they might have noticed or just discovered, and I will share, or the teacher will share, some of the great things that she or he has seen. If I want students to be like raising their hands, there's no mistake. I want them to put their hands up. So this box here is for typing in what they have discovered, and that's it for that slide. So that'll be the whole group discussion there. So I did the carpet. Next is the modeling, where the teacher models counting out money of different amounts. So I'm going to write down the tasks because that's going to give language to the students who are learning English as a second language. That's going to help them out. They'll know what I'm doing, they'll know what to expect, and also the students that are just going to be thriving on structure. I'm onto the pairs. So with their shoulder partners, students make various amounts of money and show how they counted up the amount. So this is where they're going to start doing the I can statement. So they're going to do it with their partner. They're going to work together to make the amounts. And on the following slides, I will have an amount there and I'll give them time to make it. But right now, when I'm showing them this slide, I'll just be kind of telling them what they're going to be doing. And let's go back to our I can statement. So I can use different combinations of coins and bills to make the same amount. So you can see that we've been kind of exploring everything and talking about it, and now we're ready to actually start doing it, kind of as a bonus. So if they finish, we'll just give them time, because I'm not really sure until I get here, I'm not sure if students will be, they might really quickly be able to do it, or they might need a lot of extra support. So I kind of try to set it up as if they are struggling or having a little trouble, then that's okay. And then if they go really fast through it, I've kind of overplanned so that we can just go quickly. So depending on the group, you might do this in 45 minutes, but it might take 3 lessons to get through the entire lesson I have planned here. And that is okay. It's just going to depend on the students that you have. And not that this is the lesson that you're going to be doing. You can do this lesson, obviously, but this is just more of an example of how I use the Google Slides and alter it from my lesson plan. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the next one, because I have the shoulder partner activity and I have the picture, and I'm moving on to a different type of activity, I want the slides to all kind of look similar so the students can visually see that we're still doing the same thing. And it's a lot easier rather than making a new slide each time. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. I'm going to duplicate this slide. So it is the exact same one. I can click between them. I'm going to take this and just get rid of it. Move it down. Done a few slides here and it changes, and now I'm going to move on to my independent activity. So it's basically going to be the same thing, but they're going to be doing it on their own now. So they were just doing it with a partner, and I'm going to say independent activity. And I think actually for my independent activity, I'm going to delete this slide. Cut it. I'm going to go up here, the shoulder partner activity, because it's kind of the same instructions. So I'm actually going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to drag it down so you can put it pretty much anywhere. I'm going to drag it down here, and then I'm going to say independent. Oh my God, it's so hard to spell. Let's say, okay, I'm going to duplicate this one, drag it down here, take out this picture, copy this one, and then the last thing that I'm going to have is an exit ticket. So I'm just going to hit a new slide, and I will give them an exit ticket so that I've been walking around the class and seeing who needs extra support and who finds this really easy and who just needs extra practice. But I do want to collect some evidence from everybody. So I'm going to give them an exit ticket. I've made this really quickly, and I'm going to go over to my exit ticket, and as you can see, I've made it on a Google presentation, and my next video will be about how I make this and why I make it in a Google slide. But for now, I have a trick for you. This down here is a snipping tool, and it comes with Microsoft. You definitely have it if you have Windows. So I always pin it down here, and I love it for making resources. So you just click on this down here and then hit new. And even though that comes up there, don't worry about it. You're going to drag it like this, and then you're going to copy and go over to here and paste it. And it's just really nice because students can see what is on the paper that they're supposed to be using, and they can look at the board, and it's just another visual reminder to them of what they should be doing. So I love having the snipping tool and taking my resources and having the picture of them there. And to go a little further, you can even add a link to the actual material itself, which is really cool. You can't see it down there, but here I can link and then go to here and it will open it up, which is amazing. So that is how I have done my slides. And I should name this as well, financial literacy. Okay, so I've taken this lesson plan, which is a fairly simple lesson plan, and I have made 16 slides. So the vocabulary I can print off and send home to the students who need it. The I can statement, I usually print these off and post them somewhere on the whiteboard or the wall or somewhere that we can see, so that we always have those as well and students know what they're doing. So I can print these off on full size and color. And I have my video just in case, and then I kind of go through. As you can see, this really, depending on your group, you're not sure how much time it's going to be, but that's neither here nor there. The whole point is that I've taken my lessons and I've differentiated a bit of the process using Google Slides with aids to help me. And I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it was useful for you, and if you were just learning how to use Google Slides, I hope that it was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, or you can find me on Twitter or email. And my next video, I will show you how I made this one and why I make them with Google Slides and not Google Docs. And it's going to blow your mind if you don't do it, and you will never do it another way ever again, because it's amazing. All right, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.